From the gym to the sand, volleyball is an Olympic sport known throughout the world that has even spread to the beaches to create the popular game of sand volleyball. It is a family-friendly, entertaining, and competitive game that I hope each of you will better understand after today's speech. This information is important because it will help stretch your sports repertoire if you are not already accustomed to the game of sand volleyball. It is a game that is played throughout the world, and so each and every one of you have the opportunity to participate in it as well. I have played volleyball for about 10 years, and I have become familiar with sand volleyball by just watching the Olympics on TV. Today, I'm going to provide information about sand volleyball, including the history, the rules, and the game in the Olympics. We'll first start with the history. It is best to know the definition of a topic before you learn more information about it. The Webster's 9th New Collegiate Dictionary stated that volleyball is a game played by volleying an inflated ball over a net. And I'm going to go ahead and assume that you all know what sand is. As claimed by the official Livestrong website, sand volleyball was created around 1920, which was about 25 years after indoor volleyball was invented. It began on the beaches in Santa Monica, California, when families would just gather around to play a fun, friendly game for a pastime. The Great Depression even had a role in the growth of sand volleyball, as families were looking for fun things to do, and most importantly, it was cost-free. One of the major influences of the growth of sand volleyball was actually World War II. American soldiers built sand volleyball courts on their naval bases to provide something fun to do in their free time. Since it was so cheap and fascinating, this helped sand volleyball develop throughout the world very quickly. It first spread to Europe and then to places such as Bulgaria, Czechoslovakia, Latvia, and Brazil. The first competitive tournament was held in 1947 on the State Beach in California, and since then, tournaments were held throughout the world. One of the most important parts of sand volleyball is the rules. There are a lot of similarities between indoor volleyball and sand volleyball, and there are a lot of differences as well. We'll first talk about the ball that is used. The book Sands of Time, History of Beach Volleyball, shared a story about when they were first beginning volleyball. Basketball came before volleyball, so to play, they used a basketball. After a while, they realized that it was way too heavy and it ended up hurting their wrists. So they tried using a soccer ball, which was still not the best fit for the game. So they went to the Spalding brothers, who created a white leather ball, which is now called a volleyball. The outdoor volleyball is a little bit lighter than an indoor volleyball to help fit the customs better. The sand volleyball court is just a little bit smaller than an indoor volleyball court. If you would try playing on the sand, you would understand why. It is a lot harder to run, jump, or really do anything in the sand as compared to a gym floor. The Volleyball magazine states that NCAA's size for a double sand volleyball court is 52 feet and 6 inches by 26 feet and 3 inches. To give you a little bit of a perspective, that's about half the size of a basketball court. The scoring is very similar for both sand and indoor volleyball. Both of them are played best 2 out of 3 games, except sand volleyball is the first 2 games are played to 21, and the tiebreaker is played to 15, while indoor is played to 25 and then 15. It is rally scoring, which means you do not have to be serving to get the point. The one major difference is how many players are on a team. For indoor volleyball, it is 6, while sand volleyball is 2. This gives each player a lot more space to cover, and it makes it a lot more difficult and exciting. Each team is allowed 3 hits before it has to go over the net. You can go over 3, but if you need to, you can go under 3. The first touch is a pass, which is pass to the setter, who then sets it to the hitter, who then hits it over the net. And this continues until someone makes a mistake. Of course, the touches are not always as perfect as those 3. Someone might shank it, and you'll have to do your best to scramble as it goes way out of the way, and so you can keep the ball into play. The The game of sand volleyball has not always just been a pastime. It has grown into an Olympic sport as well. It became an official Olympic sport in the summer of 1996 at the Atlanta Games. Two of the top women's players are Misty May and Carrie Walsh, who are from the U.S. To give you an idea of how successful they are, the Huffington Post had a sports article about them which said that they lost their first set in the 2012 Summer Olympics, which was the first set in their streak that had gone on for 3 years in the Olympics. They had won 32 sets in a row before their streak was broken. However, they were able to come back and win the 2012 Olympic sand volleyball women's gold medal, which was their third consecutive Olympic gold medal. This team has really given a boost to the popularity of sand volleyball. The media has caught on to their success and spread the news about sand volleyball. So at first it was made for an easy, fun pastime, but after watching sand volleyball, you'll realize that it's much more challenging and a lot more hard work goes into it than that. Since sand volleyball's recent popularity, I believe it will continue to increase throughout the world. Today, I have informed you of the history, the rules and regulations, and the game in the Olympics. Whether you're looking for something fun to do or even just watch, I hope you will consider the game of sand volleyball. You never know, you may have what it takes to become an Olympic gold medalist.